All right, today is July the 14th, 2016, and we're watching the Northeast Pacific Water Vapor Loop once again. And right now at 8:10 in the foothills of Los Angeles, we have a temperature of 77 degrees. The relative humidity is 44%. The dew point is 53 degrees, and we have a barometric pressure of 29.97 inches. We had clear skies today. It was hot. I'd say it was right around 90 degrees. I didn't have my thermometer with me, but it was a little bit warmer today, and we had clear skies. Okay, so here we're watching the Northeast Pacific Water Vapor Loop. We can see that uh, this is former Hurricane Celia. This is a tropical storm right now. Notice the indent right here. This is a transmitter that is generating high pressure right here. And there's a big half moon circle right here, an arc. And that is going to prevent the tail of this former hurricane from getting into Southern California. Number one, that's one of the things it's going to do, but it's also going to generate, it will also maintain separation between this storm here. This is Darby, which is now strengthened to 90-mile-per-hour winds. And then we have a system right behind it, right here, which is, I think, has a 80% or 90% chance of hurricane formation in 2 days. So let's go ahead and look at the hurricane center map real quick, and we can see that this system right here, 90% chance. Okay, so they've upgraded that. Yeah, 90%. Darby is 90-mile-per-hour winds, Category 1, core pressure of 982 millibar, and moving west at 13 miles per hour. Celia up here is a 50-mile-per-hour, has 50-mile-per-hour winds, 1,000 millibar core pressure, and moving west-northwest at 14 miles per hour. Let's see what the the forecast for that is Celia is to move west over the islands. All right, so we'll keep an eye on that and see what happens. If we go back to the big map, we can see that the tail of this is moving right towards California. But what's happening here is that they've got high pressure installed, and that is going to redirect all that moisture. I guess if there's any good news from all this crazy, evil weather manipulation, is that we may not see any chemtrails in Southern California. The fact that they're going to redirect this moisture field somewhere else is interesting because we probably will not have any chemtrails, but we also won't have any rain either. Either way, we don't get rain. All right, so look here. We have monsoonal thunderstorms developing, and those are being blown apart. This is a new cell right there, which is going to be blown apart here probably in the next 2 to 3 hours. We'll see that on the loops later on tonight. And then, of course, Darby is being hit with microwave. We can see the blast pattern right there. Let's take a look at the infrared loop. We can see the red color, which diminishes after the first few frames, and then the storm rebuilds. Looks like it has an eye wall towards the end of the loop. And we can see the intense, we'll take a look at this on the telecast map right now, as a matter of fact. Let's take a look at that. There is very little rain right in this area where these supercells are popping up. Now, I have the map, little cross right here set up, and that's giving us a weather report via Hidalgo, Mexico. That's right here. That's right where I have the cross. And right there, it's reporting 89 degrees for a temperature. We have 24% relative humidity right there where all these, that supercell is going to be blown apart. A wind speed of 10 miles per hour, 48-degree dew point. Right here. 36% relative humidity. Okay. All right. We have surface low pressure all through this area, but we have a upper level high pressure that is very broad. It covers this entire area. We'll take a look at that as well here in a few minutes. Okay, so we saw that map. We've got the East Pacific water vapor loop. We can see Darby is strengthened. We can see the blast patterns right there. And we can see Tropical Storm Celia right here. This storm is still being targeted. We can see there's a transmitter right down on the core, not allowing much rotation. And that moisture field is being redirected. We can see that area of high pressure that's being installed right there. That is a very common feature. Before I started making these videos last year, we would see this crescent-shaped blockade show up almost every time a storm would arrive, moving in, sweeping out of the North Pacific. They'd build in a big half circle of high pressure right over the entire state, and that would literally just blockade all the moisture. It would have to go around, just like what we're seeing up here with the jet stream. They install high pressure, and the jet stream can't go anywhere. It has to. It's like water running up against a curb, basically. So that's what we're seeing here. This is a man-made feature that is engineered to redirect this flow and to maintain the separation between those two storms. Okay, let's look at the infrared map. You see a blast wave right there in the beginning, right there, and a secondary blast wave with a lot of icicle type features. That's a blast pattern that indicates outflow, high pressure, superheated gases as that storm is hit. You can see the color change. It's a deep red, and then as we loop through the 7.5 hours, that color diminishes, and then the storm rebuilds. We have an eye wall towards the end of the sequence. And note over here, we can see where that transmitter is focusing right there. There's a circular void right there in that core, so they're actually following this storm with that transmitter right on the core to prevent any rotation from developing. Otherwise, this would spool right back up. But at the same time, they're not allowing any rain into the southwest. They're putting on a show. They could blow this hurricane apart at any time. This is a show just like we saw last week. All right, here's the visible light mode. We can see the blast patterns and some of the photoshopping, especially over here on this new disturbance right there. There's a lot of photoshopping going on. We stop this. There's something right there. I'm not sure what that is. If that's a okay, not much to see there except for the photoshopping. All right, here's the jet stream map, and there's not much to see there. Pretty much the same as yesterday, the day before. All right, here's the western U.S. water vapor loop. We can see the monsoonal thunderstorms popping up, and those are going to be blocked. There's a lot of high pressure right in this area. Everything's sort of moving in a clockwise manner. California is dry and hot. We had an opportunity for this moisture field to move right in, but they've redirected that. We can see that arc right there. That's where the high pressure is installed. We have a low up here. We can see that spinning fairly vigorously. By the way, there was a tornado watch in New York City today, I heard. So we'll want to take a look at that. Here's the infrared loop. See all that moisture moving well away from California. And here's the southwest water vapor loop. This is that storm cell right over northern Mexico, which is just about ready to be blown apart. You can actually see some of the, on that last frame, we're actually seeing the very beginning of that sequence. Just stop this and take a look at the last couple of frames. We can see the jagged edges right there along the leading edge of that storm as it builds right along here. And that should be a nice round shape, but it's all distorted looking as it's superheated. Okay. We'll take a look at that again later. If there's something to see, I might put up a part 2. Here is the SSEC water vapor map. We can see some detail on former Hurricane Celia, which is right here. We can see the transmitter right down in this area, preventing any rotation. And here's Darby down over here. All right, let's take a look at the pressure maps real quick. We have only half a map right now. Let's see if we can get a whole map. Okay, half a map. Here's the low pressure. We've got basically right over New Mexico is where this low is indicated. And we have other areas of low pressure right over the Four Corner states right here. And that's where these monsoonal thunderstorms are. Take a look next at the 500 millibar. We can see high pressure right over this low that's indicated on the surface map. We've got high pressure all through here. We've got this mid and upper level low right up here over Canada and Washington. And here's the 300 millibar map. We can see a huge area of high pressure that's been installed, and that will prevent any the storm activity down here from moving up into near California. All right. Let's take a look at the East Coast here real quick. 1 second. I wanted to see about this tornado watch that I heard about in New York City. Looks like we have some thunderstorms moving through the area, and something here is being blown apart right there. Looks like both of these were blown apart. There's a general flow right through the northeast. We've got some high pressure, which was this hours ago. This might have been near the eastern coast right along here. So we've got high pressure. We've got all this storm activity going through there at the same time. Of course, high pressure right next to low will cause some very violent weather sometimes, depending on how strong the high pressure is. Okay, that's pretty much the report. For now, that is the report. And we'll just leave it right here. We'll do another update later. That's it.